Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's CJ. We're going to jump right into episode 13 of the JBJ 65-gallon reef build. I know it's been a while since my last update, but we're finally back and we're finally adding livestock to the system. Now, if for some reason, you're not subscribed or you stumbled across this video, feel free, hit the subscribe button, notification bell to stay up to date on any new updates on the system, and also go back, review the playlist to catch up on anything you may have missed over this last 4.5 or 5 months the tank's been running. So let's go ahead and get to it. As you guys can see, unboxing a live fish order from saltwaterfish.com. This is my first time ordering from them and only my second time ordering any live saltwater fish online. I normally like to handpick my fish in person, but went ahead and tried something new. Now, I will tell you guys this. If you can see, I just dropped the fish right in the tank. This is not the normal recommended acclimation process that they provide, but to be honest, when the fish arrived, they were very, very stressed in the bag, gasping for air at the surface, and I just didn't feel they would survive the acclimation process. So went ahead and dropped these guys in and hoped that they would recover, in an oxygen-rich environment, and hopefully, these guys will bounce back and be those beautiful fish that I was looking for when I picked these guys out. So let's fast forward a few days, and it was time for another water change on the JBJ. And as I was doing the water change, siphoning the sand bed and trying to control the detritus buildup in the system, I noticed an interesting behavior from one of the new inhabitants. This is going to be a cigar wrasse that was very, very curious about any and everything that I was stirring up from the substrate. I guess this guy was looking for pods or worms or anything else that may have kicked up or tried to escape the siphon tube. So it was pretty funny. It was an interesting behavior that I figured I would share with you guys. It's kind of funny in this hobby how some things happen on accident and it actually reminds you of positive things you can do for your tank. In this case, miscalculation of water volumes shortened my return section, brought up micro bubbles in the tank. And for those that are not familiar with this, there's a process called bubble scrubbing that I used to do on the 120 gallon that I've never done on the JBJ. And since I let this run for an hour or so, I definitely see the benefits, extra detritus particles getting trapped in these bubbles, oxygenating the water, and overall just helping scrub and clean the tank. So I'm definitely going to invest in the pump, a wooden air stone, and start bubble scrubbing the JBJ just like I did the 120 gallon, and hopefully have the same results of that crystal clear water. So let's fast forward a few weeks, and it's finally time to add additional fish to the JBJ. The online order I added is in the tank. They're settled in. Everything appears to be okay. Not trying to rush it, not trying to cause any more cycles or bacterial blooms or any of that craziness. Just kind of letting the tank, do what it does. So instead of ordering online, I decided to go across town and visit the only pet store that's open right now in Louisville, Sandy's Pet Shop. Now, fortunately, Aquatica that shut down a while ago is actually under new management and is getting rebuilt for a grand opening here soon. So looking forward to bringing you guys some content on that store. But the goal for this was to kind of replace some of the fish that I had before, and also hopefully, run across some hidden gems or maybe some beneficial fish that will complete my stock list. I got a very particular stock list in mind, very particular types of fish that I want and colors that I want. So we'll discuss that a little later in the video. But for now, so give you guys a quick look at the LFS and kind of what they have. Honestly, I probably picked the worst day because they got a shipment coming in, I believe, the next day. So it wasn't really a lot to pick from. But either case, you got to support your local LFSs. Otherwise, these guys cannot stick around without our help. Man, I gotta tell you guys, after all the craziness I had happen with this tank as far as cycling it, it was a pleasant surprise to see everything doing so well. Like I said, I haven't had any bacterial blooms, no cloudy water, nothing over the last month or so. I think I'm finally past all of those basic cycling issues. So, adding these last new additions, it's gonna bring my fish stock count up to 6 fish, which is perfect. At this point, I'm aiming for a total stock list of around 10 to 11 fish in the JBJ. Slowly adding these guys, a few fish every few weeks, and hopefully have this thing fully stocked by, Christmas or towards the end of the year, so I can start focusing on what's next, which is going to be the coral. Now, I also want to mention this, for those that have not noticed, I finally added a cleanup crew, or at least the beginning stages of one. You know, I'm not going to buy a 50 pack of hermit snails and crabs and all of that stuff. I'm going to add these guys as needed, slowly, because I don't want to overstock the tank with cleanup crew, have them run out of a food source, die, and become a nutrient, issue in the tank. So as you guys can see, just 5 asterisk snails, 5 hermit crabs is pretty much all I put in here right now. And the next goal is going to be adding additional inverts, meaning my cleaner shrimp, fire shrimp, and just overall getting a ton more shrimp in the tank, because I love the way those guys interact with the system and definitely add a lot of movement, a lot of character to the tank as well. So let me give you guys a quick look at the JBJ after all the dust is settled, a few days after the last batch of fish have went in, and things are looking beautiful, man. I can't lie. The shimmer, the overall aquascape and the potential of this tank is really beyond what I ever imagined. I don't have the time to completely stock it yet and look after it as far as corals and all of that. But even at this point, having 6 fish in the system, having life in the tank, colors, movement, it's definitely letting me know it's on the right track. So I'm gonna give you guys a quick look at every fish I added, and we're gonna kind of lay out the plan as far as the stocking of the JBJ. So fish number 1 is gonna be the yellow chorus wrasse. Great for pest control, great movement, activity level in the tank, and is exactly what I need. Gives me the color, gives me the benefit, and it fits the part of the stocking plan that I was looking for. Now, of course, we're also going to include the flame angel. This is one of my staple fish, guys. I love the color pattern and the activity of these guys. It always comes down to, are they reef safe? I've had great luck with them in the past, and I'm hoping this guy's also a model citizen. Now, I can't lie, pretty excited to see this guy grow out. I had a larger cigar wrasse in my 120 gallon, a beautiful fish, great activity level. As long as you don't have anything it can flip over in the system, smaller rocks or corals on the sand bed, it is a great addition. I haven't really noticed these guys bother any cleanup crew, so hopeful that this guy will stay a model citizen in the system as well. I'll give you guys a quick look at the multi-bar dwarf angel fish. He stays hiding, he's not really camera friendly, and still not eating quite yet, so I'm hoping that this guy settles in and starts eating. Otherwise, I'm gonna have a second failed attempt at keeping one of those in the JBJ. Now, when it comes to the clownfish, I went ahead and replaced the previous Wyoming whites that did not survive the cycle in the tank, and these guys are beautiful. They're a bonded pair, already established, and definitely are gonna be great, especially when I add an anemone to the system. So stay tuned on that. Hopefully I can get these guys hosting in the anemone and doing their thing. So that's pretty much going to cover the current stocking on the JBJ. I'm definitely not finished. I have my eye on a few different specific wrasses, including a radiant wrasse, definitely. And I still have an idea as far as a jade wrasse or a green chorus wrasse and a couple other fish. So I'm still looking for those specimens, but I'm not going to do it yet. As I said before, slow and steady, a few weeks between stockings. Those that have not noticed already, that's right, I've dropped down the 2 Radion XR15 Gen 4s instead of the 3 that were originally on here. Now keep in mind, this setup came from the 120 gallon before, where I needed 3 lights to kind of get the depth and the penetration, but honestly on a 3-foot tank, 2 Radions, plenty of spread, plenty of power. So I took this opportunity, remove a light, liquidate it, use those funds for other needs, and we're going to keep the party moving on the JBJ. I'll give you guys par readings and all of that information in a future video, but for now, we're down to 2 lights and we haven't missed a beat. Now I did get a few questions as far as the equipment on the JBJ or, my thoughts as far as this Cadlights PLS Elite 2 skimmer. And honestly, nothing's changed, guys. It is still a workhorse. It's honestly probably the best skimmer I've ever had on a nano tank. As you guys can see, tons of foam, tons of skimmate. And I haven't really changed the adjustment on this thing for, I would say, at least 2 months at this point. This skim's a little wet, which is fine with me. If I wanted to skim it a little drier, I could, but to be honest, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So definitely can't recommend the skimmer enough. If you got a smaller system, go ahead and grab you one. Now when it comes to the export on my tank, the skimmer is 1 part and the algae scrubber is the 2nd. Now this thing's been running, I would say, about 6 weeks or so with the lights on. For those that were curious about the growth, here you go. Nothing. But honestly, guys, that doesn't concern me one bit because I had this thing installed the wrong way first. Compliments to Santa Monica commenting on my last video. I had it upside down and I did not cover the LEDs like they recommended. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that corrected, cover the LEDs and see if I can get some growth. But to be honest guys, I'm very experienced with algae scrubbers as far as the time it takes. And this is normal. You know, you may not see anything until your tank reaches the point or the tipping point to where the nutrients are enough, and then boom, you'll get growth. So I'm not in a hurry, not concerned. No nuisance algae in the tank, no algae growing on the scrubber. So we're gonna keep it moving. So that's pretty much gonna cover the latest on the JBJ. As far as the current stocking and equipment on the tank, I still not have introduced, you know, any calcium reactors or any extra corals or anything else at this point. I just want to keep the tank simple. You know, I want to be able to come home, kick back in the lazy boy like I am right now and enjoy the aquascape, the shimmer, the water clarity, and the movement. And that's pretty much going to be the plan for the next couple of months, at least until football season ends and I'm able to dedicate more time to the parameters needed to maintain this tank. Especially when it comes to adding corals. It's, you know, with the cost of corals, I definitely am not going to make that investment until I'm 100% sure I can maintain them. So at this point, hey, I want to keep this video short and sweet. So it's time to get out of here. So as always, hey, you guys like, comment, subscribe. You guys keep doing what y'all do. Y'all be easy. Happy reefing.
Come on. Come on.